It's Trixie. Welcome to the underground. Yes, it's daylight saving time. I got an extra hour. I love it. I had some deep sleep last night. So before I get into this, just a couple of things. So I went to see Rumors of Fleetwood Mac. Everybody that knows me knows I love Stevie Nicks, and they are the only band that has been basically endorsed by Mick Fleetwood. So they show like all these old Fleetwood Mac videos and pictures. It's really cool because we're never going to see the real Fleetwood Mac again because Christine McVie died. But it was in Wallingford, Connecticut. So let me just go backwards. So I went over to my friend's house. I haven't seen her in a little while. She's a complete soccer mom, blonde hair, gorgeous. And we went to go pick up her daughter from school. I'm in the Lexus, and she sees her daughter. And I've never seen this before. You know how people park their cars to wait for their kids? Well, she like waves to the kid, then drives around, I'm not kidding, like maybe 8 times. And before her kid was ready to come out of the gate. So it was kind of funny to watch like circling around and around and around. I'm the type of mother, and I'm not a mother, that would be screaming, come on, get in the car, I gotta do stuff, you know. But you know how mothers are. They do anything for their kids. So we're on our way to Wallingford, and I'm in Connecticut. Just let me stress that. You know how I feel about Connecticut drivers. And the driver of the car, she kept saying she's got different contacts. She's got different kinds of contacts. I didn't even know there were many different kinds for like seeing at night, seeing far away. So she's got the one where she can see at night and far away, but then she couldn't see the GPS. I'm like, oh no. We're driving like a blind person's driving, and a person that, you know, I'm yelling about the Connecticut drivers. I got a Connecticut driver right in front of me. I had a really good time, though. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. I need more nights like this because you know how it is. So let me get going. I did see a new Kim Kardashian commercial. I'm sure you guys have all, men especially, have seen this. She is pretty business smart. I give it to her. Skims. So she's going to, like maybe a percentage of the profits of this bra that she developed or helped develop is going to go to help fight climate change. I mean, she is kind of a liberal. And it's a nipple bra. So like where women were trying to hide their nipples, and I don't have those kind of nipples where they kind of stick out like headlights, but I don't care if they do. It's just like, she's like, well, if it's warm, you'll always look cold. Yeah, she's probably going to make a mint. So I just think I give it up to her. She's a real smart businesswoman. So quickly, I got to go fast, but not that fast. My mother told me it was very fast, and she told me to be nicer to Matthew Perry. They did bury him. All the Friends people were there. He's a nice guy. He was funny. I laughed. I love Fools Rush In. So it's pretty sad to lose somebody like that. So, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It was PK and Dorit's 13-year wedding anniversary. He did a Pretty Woman theme. So it was at the Beverly Hills Wilshire Hotel. So Kyle kind of snuck her in there and made her wear a red dress, and she didn't know what was going on. So in the hotel room when they walked in, guess what? Terry Nunn from the group Berlin was in there serenading them, singing Take My Breath Away, which I love Berlin. I love, but I like the song Sex. You know, I love that song. That was banned from the radio. But can you imagine having Terry Nunn serenading you in your hotel room? So Erica Jane is in therapy trying to develop empathy. How do you really develop empathy? I thought you either have it or you don't. So Sutton, who's good friends with Jennifer Tilly. I love Jennifer Tilly. You guys know I talk about her with the poker stuff. She's trying to matchmake and get a date, but she doesn't want the man to control. So, oh gosh, see, I'm the opposite. I am a woman in a relationship like where I want to be controlled, but I guess she was controlled during her first marriage, so she never wants that. Trying to find a man who wants to be controlled. It happens. You can get a nice looking guy who wants to be controlled. But yeah, it's going to be tough for her. She's a tough woman. Kyle and Mauricio, they're fighting over tattoos. Erica is giving up fighting for Lent. So I guess this was filmed during, I don't know, April, March? When's Lent? It's coming up, March. So Dancing with the Stars. It was Monster Night because it was actually Halloween night. Ariana got her first 10. I got to say, she gives me the shivers. She was incredible. Carrie Ann Inaba says she can win, which, yeah, I mean, there's a couple. Sochi, I don't even know who Sochi is. Is she a Disney star or something? She's doing really good, too. These people look like professional dancers. I couldn't even learn the steps. I would be so bad. But, like, Ariana looked like a professional. She did some was it the tango, Argentine tango or something? It was amazing. And also, I don't even know this guy, but I guess he's a singer, Jason Mraz. He was like a zombie during the whole show. I don't know how he could do that, where he just glared at the camera and didn't blink. If you go out and watch it, just look at him in the background. He really, so you know, you put on your costumes and you become it, like me with the SWAT. I wanted to tase people. I kind of did all day long at work. So Mauricio had to go. He was voted off the show. And he did offer this. He sold Michael Jackson's house, and he remembers shutting off the lights and the music. And when he came back, the lights were on and the music was playing. He said Michael was there. Kelsey stats. Taylor Swift was not in the building. So Kansas City lost. Pretty freaky, huh? So with Taylor Swift in attendance, he averages 108 yards receiving without 46.5. Denver 24, KC 9. Not too good. A little bit about Britney again. I'm still working on her book and taking notes. She loved pregnant sex, but she was a mean pregnant woman. Well, I'd be too if I was walking around with another head inside of me. After being relentlessly pursued by paparazzi, she said to the camera, "This is why I need a gun." So I remember JFK Jr. when he was hounded by the press and he said, "Nice way to make a living." I thought that was kind of cool to talk like that, like really not losing control, but just, hey, you guys are pretty cool. Great job. On Fame, Britney says it's not real. For me, there was an essence of real life missing. Wow, that's pretty cool. She liked the work and the practicing and the dancing and the singing. And she lived next door to Mel Gibson. Well, did she hear him screaming? I don't know. She was suffering from depression after her 2 sons were born, which that's common, postpartum. So her husband there, Kevin Federline, wanted fame. We all knew that. I think that's why he married her. Never really bothered with her after the kids. After he started to get a little fame, he started recording in the studio. She wasn't allowed to see him. And she said he made her never trust anyone again. Paris Hilton was kind to her. That's when they went out. Remember, they went out partying, and she just was getting drunk. She said she didn't like, smoking pot because she said it made her stupid. So she took Adderall. I never took Adderall. What does it do? Like your attention span? I don't know. But they villainized her for, you know how it is with women. You can't do anything. You can't sit at a bar and drink. Women get scrutinized for the littlest things. So her mother, she's talking about her mother, made her feel like she was bad. She said, "My parents never seemed to think I was worth that much," which that's not too cool. I think that's where everything comes from, is how your parents treat you. So after Kevin took her kids, she shaved her head. Remember that with the umbrella on the paparazzi's windshield? So, but she couldn't see her kids and all that. I might go crazy too. I think after reading this book, I think she's more normal than we give her credit for. So I think, they thought that she was ruining her children or ruining their children. Oh, yeah. I remember arguing with this rabbi when I was at some seminar in New York, and he was like Michael Jackson's spiritual advisor, and he was talking about how bad Britney Spears was. I'm like, what about what Jim Morrison used to masturbate on stage? What about like Jimmy Page, who was like a practiced black magic and used to kill swans, according to Daniel Goldberg's book? I just think that, I don't know, again, men get away with being crazy, but Jimmy Page was a freaking Satanist, for crying out loud. So, yeah. The book I'm talking about, you can read it yourself. It's Bumping into Geniuses. It's pretty good. Talking about Kurt Cobain and Stevie Nicks and all that. It was really, but Jimmy Page it was disturbing to read that. So, let me see, where else can I go with this before I get into the crazy stuff? So when she went into rehab, her father told her she was a disgrace. Now, her father was a drunk, right? Who left his family to binge drink. So not too cool. At the end of her visit with her boys, she had to put them in the car, but she didn't. She locked herself in the bathroom. So the SWAT team came. Can you imagine? Like everything she went through? That was in 2008. They tied her to a gurney. This woman has been through so much. I forgot all this stuff. So basically, I think this book is about Britney searching for unconditional love. So I guess her mother wrote a book, and she was on the Today Show or something, and just talking about like just basically profiting off her daughter's misery. Her father was paid $6 million. She got a court-appointed lawyer that she didn't think she could get her own. So I think that profiting off your daughter's sickness is pretty bad. So it's making her parents look pretty disgusting. Her father said to her, I just want to let you know that I call the shots. You sit right there in that chair and I'll tell you what goes on. This is not good. This is not good. And then he said, I'm Britney Spears now. Okay, so should we call him he, she? I don't know. So this guy that donated to Republicans, mostly Republicans, Leon Cooperman, a hedge fund billionaire. You think this guy's a Republican? He was on CNN, I think by phone. He said quote, it would be terrible for the country if Donald Trump were reelected. He's a divisive human being who belongs in jail. He might just be found guilty. This guy's no liberal saying this. I think that when people say it's the Democrats doing this, it's not the Democrats doing this. This guy fought with Elizabeth Warren. So, look, it looks like, he's going to be found guilty. Did you see his sons? Did you see Don Jr.? Oh, my, he's like treating it like it was I don't know, modeling shoot or something. I should have worn makeup. But, not funny. I don't think that's funny. His father might lose everything. And what are you going to do for work? What are you going to do? You leech off your dad. This is funny. Talking about leeching. This is a good segue for me. A 75-year-old mother in Italy won a court order after suing her two sons. One was 40 and one was 42. To have them removed from her house. You know how Italians are. They stay with their mommy forever. She called them parasites. No money, no help, no taking out the trash. Nothing. I guess Bambucciones. Those are two big babies. Two big Bambucciones. So I guess they're going out before Christmas. The men's lawyers argued that Italian parents are required by law to take care of their children. What, till they're 40? Are you crazy or something? As long as necessary. No, you're required to be a man and go get... What losers. So... Mamoni, I'm learning all these Italian terms because I only know the swears. Italian term meaning men are babies hanging onto mama's apron strings. I can't talk. I must be still asleep. On average, Italians leave their parents home at the average age of 30. You know what? I left at the age of 30. I'm not an Italian man. But yeah, I still call my mother 15 times a day. Trump did a Biden impersonation, which kind of cracks me up when he does this stuff on the stage while he was at a rally in Iowa. You know how Biden gets lost when he turns around and leaves the stage? And I kind of laughed. It was kind of funny. But then he made reference to Sioux Falls. And I guess this guy walked up to him and said, sir, you're in Sioux City. So he didn't know what state he was in. So he was in Iowa. He thought he was in South Dakota. So we got two old men that don't know what's going on. Trump praised Viktor Orban as the leader of Turkey. Isn't that Erdogan? Okay, so he called him, I guess this guy's really the leader of Hungary, but he said he was the leader of Turkey. And then he said Hungary shares a border with Russia. Now, I don't know anything about geography, so don't even look at me for this. But I'm thinking of Sarah Palin, that she can see Russia from her house. George Santos was not expelled. Wow. I'm telling you what. You know why the Democrats probably didn't vote him out? Because they know it's going to come back on them in case they get accused of a crime. Unbelievable. So George Santos was funny because he talked to Meghan McCain on her podcast and told her how he lost all this weight, that he changed his diet. And then he said he was taking Ozempic. So I think that's the real reason. He was shouted down after court, hey, George, you killed my dog. And put the liar in the fryer. These people, I give them credit. Did you hear about Flava Flav singing the national anthem at the NBA game? The worst ever. Worse than Roseanne. Who the hell asked him to sing? He's crazy. The Skins, this is why I'm wearing it, because they're playing the Patriots. They do have a chance to win, but you never know. So my blood pressure is going to travel high every time I watch them. They just traded Chase Young to the 49ers. Good move. Good move for both teams, because I after the first year, I thought Chase Young kind of dropped off, and then he got hurt for like a year and a half. So I think going and playing with Nick Bosa on the 49ers is going to help them a lot. I just think the Skins just need to rebuild, get rid of the coach, get rid of everybody. I think the quarterback can stay. But I guess they got rid of Montez Sweat. He's with the Bears. Chase was in the final year of his rookie contract anyway, so he was going to walk anyway. It's just like, who wants to be on this team? They're terrible. Why do I like this team? They're so awful. So they get a third-round pick, and let's see what we can get in the draft. But I think that whoever the scout is, they better find better people. All right, you guys, I'm shooting another one, because next week I won't be here live, but I'm going to be live in the next minute. But thank you for watching. TRIXXI'Podcast@gmail. Subscribe to my podcast. It's free. Have a great week. It's beautiful outside today. Beautiful fall day. Ooh. That was tough.